Hey y'all, so we had a different video planned today, but we had some mishaps. So we decided that we would do a fun recap of some of our favorite videos. So we're gonna go back and watch 3 to 5 of Cameraman and I's favorite videos since we started this channel. Some of you that are newer to our channel might actually not have seen them, and so you might go back and take a chance to watch them because of all the more than 100 videos we have. These are our favorites. All right, y'all, so we decided that we're gonna do these in no particular order, and then we want you guys to vote in the comments of our favorite, which ones you guys like.
The best out of the 5.
Correct. So also, these are really my favorite. Michael has...
My favorite's always the next one.
he had some other ones, but these are really probably my favorites. So the first one is... What is this garbage over here? Excuse me, guys. Hold on, wait. All right, so this one is Motoboat camping in Key West. So for y'all that don't know,
motorcycle
you know,
journey where we explore the world on 2 wheels.
Oh my gosh, Michael, this was my old, intro. So y'all, we changed the intro probably, what do you think, 6 months ago? Yeah. But this was my original intro.
I remember that house.
Yeah, that was a cool place to stay. So this was when we were in Daytona last year, so exactly a year ago almost. Mm-hmm. And this is after we actually went to Bike Week, in which, if you guys haven't watched those, Michael's clutch cable snapped, and it was like a lot of drama. But we had planned, and we'd already rented a place in Key West for us to stay on a boat.
Yeah.
And so...
What's that guy's name? You remember his
No,
name?
but he was hilarious. So it was advertised as like boat camping or like glamping on a boat or something like that.
Nowhere did it say that you had to...
No.
Paddle.
So guys, it was already sort of a lot of stuff, hoops to jump through, because we had to rent Michael a bike because his bike was not usable. So we left his bike and the truck and our trailer in Daytona. We rode my bike down to Miami. We rented a bike and we rode from Miami all the way down to Key West. So there was already like a lot of like things that were going on.
Yeah,
right?
we were already a little heated.
Yeah. So
I was, at least.
he actually calmed down a lot once we rented it. It was our first experience with Rideshare, which was a really good experience. Really good. He rented a Fat Boy, right?
Fat Boy.
I don't remember.
It was pretty sick. It was a nice bike.
It wasn't bad. And then
there it is right there.
There you go. We rode, it was a black
It's the first time I ever rode with a windshield. Yeah,
you didn't love it, right? I know y'all tell him that he would do better off, you know, on a
Maybe
soft
one
tail.
day.
Right. So we're not ready to be old just yet.
You're gonna piss people off already. We just started. We're 2 minutes in.
I'm not pissing anybody off. Anyway, so we get there, and the guy,
Billy Bob, man, he was a heck of a dude, man.
That was meeting us.
He's watching, man.
It was
Thank you.
It was the owner. He kept texting, wondering when we would get there, but we were kind of delayed because we had stopped and had something to eat, and we just didn't know how long it was going to take us.
Didn't it rain a little bit or no?
A little bit of rain, not a lot of rain. And we wanted to see like the scenic ride because it's like what, like 40 bridges or something. Very straight, but lots of pretty water, very scenic. Yeah. So we get there, and the host has had quite a few adult beverages already.
2 cases of beer already, man. That guy was getting it.
It's like getting dark, and he meets us with a headlamp and tells us that we have to row out on these little canoes to the houseboat that we're staying in. So we have all of our gear that we just took off our bike, and we're wearing headlamps. Oh, is there an ad? And we're trying it. The water is rough. It is windy, and the water is
jacked it up.
Is rough and
choppy as heck.
Yes, it felt like we were gonna go in. So to get to the boats, we had to ride the canoes.
Pitch black, dark. He's like, "You see the light over there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's 5 lights. Remember?"
Yes.
He's like, "Go to the one in the middle." I was like, "All right, dude."
Yes, and Michael's trying to record me while he's getting in the canoe, and I got all of our stuff and we're paddling.
We had a duck on a rope.
Yeah, it was
full
rough.
leathered up.
So if you haven't seen that video, it's hilarious, which is why it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we talked about that is true and somewhat discouraging is sometimes the videos that we think are the best videos don't do as well. Yeah. This one did decently. It did okay. It's middle of the road. It's got 38,000 views, which is not bad.
No. That was the first boat we stayed on, right?
It was the first boat we stayed on. And then in the morning I did a handstand on the roof, but you can't hear anything. So this is the other thing we've learned. We've gotten somewhat better. We're not great at it, but we've gotten better with wind and understanding that you won't be able to hear it.
Yeah.
People want us to have mics, and I've had a lot of people ask me that, so I think we're gonna.
Is that driving through Miami?
Yes. So the beginning of the video is us riding through Miami. But anyway, those of you that enjoy headstands, handstands,
there's a good one
at the end. Is that
the first time you did
enjoy that?
What's the first time you did a handstand?
No, I don't remember, but that wasn't the first. Maybe it was.
I feel like it might have been.
It might have been the first time.
Yeah.
So those of you that are here for my handstands, you might like that. All right, video 2. What are we going to next?
At least, you know what was cool about that though is the morning after when we woke up, like being able to see the scenery. You know, because we pulled in, it was pitch black.
Yes, that is true.
We couldn't see nothing.
That's true.
And then we woke up and we were like in some fairyland.
Yeah,
right?
because we had not gotten to.
Billy Bob was sleeping though when we got back.
Yes, he was.
He was a funny little dude. He said, "You want beer?" I said, "Why not?" Save you from drinking one more.
He didn't need any more. He was already in a good place.
He was a fun guy, man.
All right, now hold on. Wait.
Number 2. Lambo.
Yeah, we saw a Lambo when we were riding through Miami. So second favorite is moto camping on the beach with wild horses. So if you guys have never seen this, it's hilarious. So Michael and I rode, that was last April. So
for a photo shoot? Or was that different time?
Different time.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We just because we were going to go tent camping for the first time ever, like on bikes, tent camping. Well, y'all, Michael has like appropriate camping, moto camping gear because he went with Doug, our friend. You guys have seen Doug on our channel. So they went camping on a pretty, that was like a couple days, right? That you guys camped in Erie? Yeah. And they got like appropriate moto camping gear. I brought
the basics, a 2-person tent, a mat,
sleeping bag. I bought a tent that I had used to take my son camping, and it was like a 10. It was
a 25-person tent.
It was not 25.
I could have catered a business in that thing.
Probably 10 people. I do a handstand in the tent.
You did do a handstand in the tent.
So you handstand,
Is that when the horse almost killed me?
Extraordinaires. It was a different one. Well, it might have been.
I get it.
Anyway.
Stay away from the horses.
There is, I know, it's a spider. There is, me putting the tent together is pretty hilarious.
Yeah. We had a fire on the beach. It was windy.
Yes.
That guy walked by and said something.
About the horses.
Yeah, that was.
About stay away from a certain horse.
Stacy or something?
Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
No, I don't even know the horse's name.
I thought he was talking about a person for a while. And I was like, yeah, I'll stay the heck away from this dude. And then he's talking. Funny man.
Anyway, it is a beach in Maryland that has wild horses, but they have campsites. They have Bayside and Oceanside, and we decided that we were gonna get an Oceanside because the bugs aren't as bad Oceanside. Although it was cold, it ended up being like 40 degrees.
It was
that
freezing.
Night. It was freezing that night. But me putting up the tent is just hilarious. The whole thing is pretty funny.
I didn't help you much, did I?
You didn't help like hardly at all.
Yeah.
I think you just taped.
Laughed.
But yeah, it's funny. So that one's one of my favorites because again, like it's hilarious and we were having fun.
Yeah.
So I feel like I like the ones where
we're ill prepared or
I like the ones where you can tell that we're having a good time because that's what our channel is about. Yeah. Like getting out, living life, having fun, living life to the fullest.
I totally concur.
The editing on this one is better, though.
The riding wasn't great, right? But the video itself, watching it.
The riding footage is terrible because it's when I had one of the bad, like we had an SD card that kept writing over itself.
Look how bad that is, In my opinion.
It's the old GoPro #1, our $40 Aikido camera.
Geek Pro or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we used the $40 Aikido that I ordered, and then we used your Geek Pro, and it wasn't until last summer when we were on the road and it broke that we were like, let's just stop at Walmart and buy a GoPro.
It was like, so that's all it took was this thing breaking. All I had to do was throw it on the ground once. Yeah, we could have got a real GoPro.
But now we're gonna start using the 360. Well, that was probably the mount. We're gonna start using the 360 that Squid Monster so generously helped us get. So at any rate, we're still figuring all the technology out with that, but, yeah, so the riding footage is not great because we actually wrote over the cool footage, which was us riding over.
Didn't we ride over the bridge, the Bay Bridge?
Yeah, but that was a different video, but we did in this video too to get there, but we didn't, the riding footage for this one, we had us riding over that bridge in Assateague. It's like straight up and straight down. Yeah. But we wrote over it because this SD card kept writing over it. Remember? It was weird. That's true. So anyway, but the editing itself is better than some of the real early editing. There's a bee, y'all.
It goes back. I'm a Miyagi his ass.
All right. So that was the second one. The third of my favorite videos that almost no one watched. Truly almost no one.
Livewire?
Nope.
No.
Is I rode my lowrider S in the snow.
Snuffleupagus style.
So this video I think is the funniest video we have.
By far.
Of all the videos we have. It is, so Michael and I rode. I heard from a bunch of people that there is a gorge in Pennsylvania that's called, or referred to as like the Grand Canyon of PA. Yeah. So we heard there was really good riding and we decided to go up. And this was like April 29th, April 30th. So almost May of last year. It was supposed to be like 3 days. We were going to ride up one day, ride the gorge the next day, and ride home the day after that. It was like 63, 64 when we left. It was, I think... Like the next day was like 60-ish,
it was good.
Right? When we
PRT, yeah. Perfect riding temperature.
Michael's perfect riding temperature is different than mine. Yeah. It was Michael's perfect riding temperature. How about that?
It was nice. The roads were beautiful.
Yes. Scenery loved the riding. So we have 2 videos on that nobody watched either.
Nobody watched that.
But we really had fun, and we thought it was great. And if you're local, you should definitely check it out.
If you like leggings.
Well, so then what happened was we woke up the 3rd day to come home, and it was supposed to be colder. It was supposed to be like 50. But we woke up, and it was like 29 degrees, and it was snowing, and there was snow all over the ground.
Yeah.
And
we rode a little bit of it, right?
Well, we didn't have full faces. No. You didn't have a gaiter. We had one gaiter.
Didn't I? I had a vest. I didn't have a jacket.
Yes, I think you did not have a jacket. I had a jacket, but I don't think I had like anything heated. Nothing. It was, we put on every layer that we had. Like we put on every piece of clothes that we had. We tried to ride for a while. The snow was coming down really bad at points. Actually, it was really slick.
Especially on the top of the mountain.
Yes. Right. So we were coming down like a mountain, and then we like had to ride through the mountains. So at some point, maybe only like 15 miles in.
The snow hit the camera, you couldn't even see it. You just disappeared.
Yes, at points, yes. So maybe like 15 miles in, we decided that we were going to stop and try to find some more clothes at a Dollar General. And I had the bright idea that we could take a pair of women's leggings and we could cut them. They were like fleece leggings. And we could cut 2 gaiters out of the legs. So I had the idea that we could just like cut it at the waist and like pull it over as gaiters. And so we tried to do it because my gaiter was soaked and Michael didn't even have anything, and we were in shells.
Did I have gloves? I don't think I had gloves.
You had gloves.
Did I have gloves?
Both of us had gloves, but not like nice warm gloves.
Yeah, like summer gloves.
Yeah, it was rough. So and even so we ended up it was like we're supposed to go like 200 plus miles that day, but we only got like 50-60 miles, and then we were like, we can't do this because it was cold, it was dangerous,
we were stopping icy. Like every 15-10 minutes.
Yeah, because we were freezing. So
I broke my nose on putting on that thing.
So But the part when we try to put the leggings on as a gator is
probably the funniest thing that we have
on our YouTube channel. So definitely, if you haven't watched that one, go check it out. It's hilarious. All right, so that's 3.
Forgot about that one.
That's 3. That one is... It's still one of my favorites ever.
I can't believe I couldn't get it all the way on. I tried like hell, man.
You pulled it like the ankle.
I felt like, I thought it was ripping when I was pulling my face. No, it was my tendons, my face tearing.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
It had a run in it.
My nose is still crooked.
It had a run in it. Okay, so
that was the 3rd or 4th?
That was the 3rd. The 4th that I love is called Cameraman Teaches Meg to Ride with a Passenger.
One of the scariest days of my life.
So I wanted to take kiddos on the back of my bike, but not that Michael's life is less valuable than children's lives.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, there's 2 reasons why I wanted him to be my first passenger. And he was such a good sport about this. And a lot of you have said, you know, there's a couple assholes, excuse my language, but not really, that said something about him riding bitch. But, you know, some of you have said it takes somebody who's a real man to trust somebody else enough to get on the back of a bike.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And so...
I wouldn't get on the back with just anyone.
So he was such a good sport about it and got on the back and taught me how to ride. Now, the reason that I wanted you to be my first passenger was twofold. One, if I messed up, he has so much experience riding with a passenger that he'd be able to tell me, Meg, do this, Meg, do that. And somebody else, especially a kid, wouldn't be able to tell me that. And 2, if I really and truly was going to drop the bike, your legs are long enough and you're strong enough to help me catch
Help you out a little bit, right.
So for those 2 reasons...
You also didn't need someone koala bearing the heck out of you the first time you were riding, and then you were already, you know, tensed enough that you could have broke the handlebars. You were squeezing so tight, you know, because you were concerned for my life, right?
Yes.
So, like, keeping you relaxed was...
Yes, and you're more able to know how to talk me off that ledge than somebody else. So... Anyway, y'all, that one is funny, mostly because I swear a lot, because I'm nervous. Because it really is, I don't know how many of you out there, probably not that many, but some of you maybe have ridden with somebody on the back that weighs more than you weigh. And that causes you to just have different balance, right? The whole, like when you turn, it's different. Like how much gas you have to give it, like when you have to brake, all this. I mean, that's with any passenger, right?
It's with any passenger,
but it's more exaggerated if you weigh less than the passenger.
I think you had a little bit of an advantage because you also got to ride with, you know, 25-person tent on the back of your bike.
Well, true.
You know?
So I had ridden with luggage.
Weight.
That's true. Right? That's true. But I just think the video is funny because me in the learning process, you get to see a little bit more like real, unfiltered Megan, although I had to put in like 30 beeps.
Yeah, I remember.
Because YouTube is okay with some swearing, but not like...
But not what you were saying.
F words.
I didn't hear that stuff in the Navy, you know?
And those of you that like have ever... Some of you gentlemen that have taught a woman to ride will probably appreciate... You know what a lot of people said that was funny was you kept telling me like shift later or like you were like helping me. So like not even the like skills of riding with a passenger, but just my regular motorcycle skills, you had a different perspective.
Right. I could see
where I needed to improve.
Right.
Better than like
right.
When you ride next to me, you don't have the same.
No, I mean I can see you, I can watch you, but I'm not seeing
what I'm doing firsthand.
Right.
Right. So I feel like...
I can't see how much throttle you still got left when I'm riding next to you, right?
Yeah.
Like, so...
You can't watch my RPMs, nothing like that. So, like, when you were on the bike with me, you were actually giving me feedback about my general...
That's how I had taught you could go more than 2,500 RPMs in a gear, right?
Yeah. My general riding. You were helping me improve. Okay.
You did great.
So, I love that one. And Michael was a really good sport about it.
And I'm alive, so it was good.
That's true. That's true.
That was the first time I was on the back of a bike since I was a kid with my grandfather.
Since you were little. Yeah. Guys, seriously, watch it.
It's a lot harder than
he has a really very good attitude about it the whole time. Which is shocking. Because if you don't know, what episode do I talk about the car in the pool? Is that the first?
It might have been the first one.
So... I drove my car in the pool when I was 15.
Legitimately drove
Michael
a car
watched
into a pool.
me drive the car into the pool.
If it was these days, I'd be rich because I would have definitely recorded it. Because it was the first time driving down the driveway. Me and her old man out there waving to her. Here she comes. There she goes. Oh.
So the fact that he then got on the back of a bike with me
Still
shows that you're a real man.
I give people a lot of second chances, I guess.
Okay.
Shit, even these days, being in a car with you is pretty rough. You know, I feel like I have to pay an admission every time I get in the passenger seat.
Guys, I'm better
You're doing
on
better.
two wheels than I am on four.
100%.
You know why? Because I think it's like a sport.
And you're doing a great job teaching your daughter how to drive because you're calming down from motorcycling. I hope that's
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that perspective helps. Okay. I was going to say my last favorite one, but I feel like you should pick one that's your favorite one.
I'm telling you, all of them are my favorite. It's so hard for me.
Okay.
Let's scroll through. Let me see.
All right. Should we start at the beginning?
My favorite
I was going to say the Livewire one is my fifth one, but...
You know what I did like is, well, I mean, that was cool because it was the first group ride, but the first time you rode my Breakout, I liked that.
Okay.
Because that was the first time you ever rode any other bike, really, right? And that one, I love that one, too. That walking one.
When we took our bike.
We went to that waterfalls, and there was no freaking waterfalls.
Yeah, that was the ones that people didn't watch of us when we were in the Grand Canyon, PA, which was crappy. The sidecar is good. The
sidecar was really fun.
So
Andy was cool.
He was cool.
It was fun riding that thing around.
Well, so is it like me riding a Breakout? Is that your favorite one?
Probably. Yeah.
All right. So y'all, I rode. Because
it was terrifying yet exciting.
Okay.
And then for me to get to see my bike, and hear it and like
from a different perspective than you usually hear it.
Yeah, something about it's almost like a horror movie, but
y'all. So
I liked it.
He loves this bike
loves their bike.
like a family member though. Like everyone loves their bike, but not as much as you love her. So anyway,
I wouldn't let no one hit it with a hammer. Obviously, wait, did you see what the heck they tried to? You put that out there, try to put that upside down stuff on my bike, man.
I was more nervous about riding his Breakout for the first time than I have ever been about riding any bike ever. Not because he would get mad at me. Actually, one of our friends wrecked his Breakout that he had before this Breakout, and he was very nice.
Without my permission.
And very reasonable about it. But, so not that I thought he was going to get mad at me. I know that he would have been very calm no matter what happened, and he would have been fine with it. But I was nervous because I know how much he loves the bike, and I love the bike, and I wanted to make sure it was safe and do the riding of it and videoing of it justice.
This one was fun too. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Which one?
The first install.
Oh, the install of the Sissy bar. So that one, people love that video. That's got 125,000 views. So it is funny. If you've never watched,
I didn't know how bad you were.
So I mean,
you sat there and turned the ratchet the wrong way for like 3 minutes. Like, I don't think it's coming off. I'm like, no, you're the wrong way.
Michael, we have put together like other things, furniture and stuff. Even in my dorm room, remember that?
No, I don't. I believe you, but I don't remember.
When I was at Western Maryland, and we put together my chair at my desk in my dorm room. Yeah. I didn't know anything about tools, but I think we only had to have one tool.
Talking about like a $40 chair versus my motorcycle. Your motorcycle, thank goodness.
Anyways.
But even still, to this day, we still can't get anything done right.
That's true. I'm getting better. I know names a little bit better.
Yeah.
Of a little.
You know what, right?
I know how to turn.
Well, sometimes you know which way is right and left. Earlier, you told me you take this left, and I was like, well, that's your right. So you're still learning.
But yes, okay. So Michael's two favorites really are me riding his Breakout and the Sissy bar install, which was before you weren't talking a lot.
Ago. Yeah, I didn't talk a lot back then.
So it's just you laughing at me not knowing what the hell I'm doing, but it's hilarious.
When I watch it, I can hear what I'm thinking inside my head while I'm recording it like it was yesterday. You know?
Yeah.
Because it was so hard to watch you sit there and do what you
and
did.
I know what the hell.
Finally, eventually, I was just like, ah! I did my best though.
All right, so there you have it. Those are our favorites, and we would be interested to know vote in the comments of the ones we talked about. What is your favorite? So the favorite, we actually had 6 because I made him choose at the last minute. I put him on the spot. I told him I was going to pick. But anyway, so we have the Motoboat camping in Key West. We have the tent camping in Assateague. We have the...
That guy's a virgin. Sorry, dude.
Oh, God.
Keep going, my bad.
We have the snow. We ride in the snow. And we have the... Michael teaches me how to ride a bike. And me riding Mike's Breakout. And the Sissy bar install. So vote in the comments which one is your favorite.
There you go.
Hopefully you guys sort of enjoyed this little walk down memory lane. We have some other...
What do you think will be their favorite?
The Sissy bar install. Everybody likes that one.
Why?
Because I look like an idiot. because people think it's funny that I'm an attorney, so clearly I have knowledge, you know, and intellect, but
watching you with tools, man, is just something about
it. It's like I look really blonde in the video. It's almost like I'm the Paris Hilton in like Simple Life.
But you just jump into it like so, like you've been doing it for years.
I mean, you know,
your confidence level is unbreakable, man.
You know that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 110% every time.
That's right.
I think that would be their favorite. Okay. But my favorites. I told you my 4 favorites. Anyways,
my
guys.
My favorite's the next one.
I know. Thanks for watching. Our actual planned video will be out on Thursday. And we are leaving for California in a week and 3 days. And we're so excited. We're going to have awesome footage for you guys. Dirt biking through the desert in Cali.
It's going to be special.
All right, bye.
Bye.